Hi, everybody. It's Miss Judy from the Red Bank Library. And today we're going to talk about growing veggies and fruit close to home. So we all know that veggies and fruits are good for us. They help us grow strong and stay healthy. Give us energy for when we are active and playing outdoors. When you're running around outdoors or playing sports or playing catch or jumping rope or chasing each other or just running, veggies and fruits can give you energy you need to keep on going. So they help us think better in school also. And when we study and when we take tests, they keep you more alert. So they're good things. There are plenty of good things that veggies and fruits do for you. They also taste good. At least I think they do. But veggies and fruits have things that are good for you, like vitamins and minerals. Vitamin A, which you can get from carrots or other orange vegetables, helps keep eyes and skin healthy so you can see better and your skin looks nice. Vitamin C comes from oranges or kiwis. It helps us to keep from getting sick and helps heal scratches and cuts. And then calcium, help us grow and have strong bones and healthy teeth. And I know most of you know that calcium can come from dairy products like milk, but it also can come from green leafy vegetables. So you can get calcium from veggies also. So veggies and fruits also have things called phytochemicals. So phytochemicals or phytochemicals give the veggies their fruits and their color. And the more color a veggie or a fruit has, the more phytochemicals it has. And phytochemicals are good for us. Phytochemicals help protect the plant from disease. When we eat the plant, it helps protect us from disease. And it makes it less likely that we get diseases when we get older, things like blood pressure and cancer. So that's why another reason why it's important to eat veggies and fruits. So we can get our veggies and fruits from the supermarket or the local farmer's market. And a while ago, we talked about where food comes from. And we showed you, we read a book, and I also showed you pictures of farms where veggies and fruits are grown, or orchards where some fruits are grown on trees, some fruits are grown on vines in the ground. But we showed you how things are grown on a farm, how they're packed up and they're sent to your supermarket, or the local farmers bring them to a local farmer's market. But you can also grow them yourself in many different ways. And today we're going to talk about ways you can grow veggies and fruits much closer to home. But one of the ways we can grow veggies and fruits is in a school garden. Does your school have a school garden? I'm not sure which schools in the area have them, but some schools have them, and it's real easy to start one. Excuse me. All you do is take a plot of land next to your school or attached to the school, and you dig a garden. Or you can even do a container. You can see in the back here, there's a container. So you just plant your fruits and vegetables in the ground, and you take care of them and you weed them and you water them as the season goes on. And then in most schools, when you harvest these or pick the fruits or vegetables or whatever, they actually get used in the school cafeteria as part of your meals. So school gardens are a good way to learn about gardening. You can also have a home garden. And you can take a part of your backyard and make it into a garden. And below are pictures of home gardens. You can see them in the ground, or here, this is a planting box, which is really easy to make from lumber, or you can get a plastic pre-made container. It doesn't really matter what you choose to use. And it's a great way to be active outdoors. It's also something fun to do with your family. You can also make a container garden. You do not have a lot of backyard space, or you live in an apartment, or only have a deck, a balcony, and small patio, you can use containers or big flower pots to grow your fruits and vegetables. So here you can see a container garden over here and a container over here. And back here, this is actually a picture of my deck. And some of these tall green plants are tomato plants, which actually grow in very large flower pots. And behind them, behind the tomato plants, is a container garden where I grow greens like kale and arugula and things like that. And I have no problem. I plant the seeds they grow. I water the earth, the dirt, and it's at the end of the season, it's really a lot of fun to be able to walk outside and just pick things out of my container garden to eat with my salad. Another type of garden is a community garden. And a community garden is another way for people to grow veggies and fruits. It's a space where people from a neighborhood get together to plant veggies, fruits, and even flowers if they like. And this is a picture of a community garden. It's I'm not sure exactly where it was, but somewhere in the United States. Any empty lot can become a great place for people to get together and grow at least some of their own food. So here's an empty lot, and this could very easily become a community garden if everybody in the neighborhood wanted to bake it that way. Now, in a community garden, each person or family has its own area to grow things. So you get your own little area, either in an area in the ground or in a planting box, and you decide what you want to grow. You can grow whatever you'd like. You plant the seeds and you watch it grow, but then you sort of have to take care of it. You have to water it. You have to pull weeds. You have to do all those things to make sure that things grow nicely. Community gardens are especially popular in cities where people may not have a place to plant and garden. If you live in an apartment and you really don't have room for a container or a big flower pot, or if you don't have grocery stores where they can buy fresh veggies and fruits. In a lot of big city centers and in a lot of areas, there aren't supermarkets all the time. And so people don't really have a place to get fresh veggies and fruits, and they might not have a farmer's market to go to either. So a really good way for them to get it is by creating a community garden. And you can see here, we say you can have a community garden anywhere. And this is sort of an example of that because it's in the middle of all these big buildings in a city, and you can see that there are a lot of containers stretching down the picture where people are growing veggies and fruits. This is America's first urban agri-hood, it's called, in Detroit. So it's like a community garden, agricultural neighborhood, so to speak, agri-hood, and it actually feeds 2,000 households, 2,000 homes and families. It has 3 acres, which is a lot of space, and it has a garden for vegetables and even a fruit orchard for those fruits that grow on trees. Not some fruits grow in the ground, some fruits grow on trees. So it feeds a lot of people. And also, I just recently read about a community garden in Park Heights, Baltimore. And it's been around for 10 years, and it's doing the same thing. And if you're interested in finding out more about these community gardens, you can always Google urban community gardens or Baltimore Park Heights Community Garden to get more information about some of these community gardens in areas where people don't have access to veggies and fruits, and this is the way they get them. And it's also a good community activity to bring people together. So community gardens are places to grow veggies and fruits to eat at home, and also for people who don't have a nearby place to buy fresh veggies and fruits or can't garden at home. Places to grow and eat different foods grown by people who may be from different places. You know the veggies and fruits that you eat at home that your people with your, from your family like, but people who come from other families or who might have relatives that come from other places, either in the United States or other countries, they eat different veggies and fruit. They might eat different veggies and fruits from you. And it's fun to see what other people might want to grow. And it's also a way for you to learn about different veggies and fruits and maybe get a chance to try them. Community gardens are also really good places to make friends from different backgrounds and cultures. Now, planting and growing, whether in your backyard, in a container garden, a school garden, or a community garden, helps you learn about how things grow. As we said, different veggies and fruits. If people in the community garden or are growing fruits and vegetables different than yours, or when you go to get seeds, you see seeds for veggies that you never tried before, and you can get the seeds and you can get them to grow in your whatever way you choose to garden. And it gets you to explore and learn about plants and our ecosystem. Now, the Earth is one big ecosystem, but within the Earth, there are smaller ecosystems. And the ecosystem of your garden, it's a teeny world inside our bigger world where living things like plants and animals work with non-living things like water, rocks, and soil. And that includes worms and other things that might be in the ground if you plant a garden in the ground. And they all work together to help you grow plants. And that's a contained, smaller ecosystem inside our bigger ecosystem of the earth. Other things to know about plants are that they add oxygen to the air that people breathe, and that's a good thing. They help to clean the air by removing pollution, and with all the pollution we have, that's also another really good reason to grow plants. And they keep the soil healthy by giving back nutrients. Some plants take nutrients out of the soil to grow, and other plants put them back in. So it's a good way, if you vary the kind of plants that you grow, to keep the soil healthy. Now, to grow your veggies, you're going to need seeds. And one of the places you can get seeds is the Red Bank Library Seed Library. And here's a picture of the seed library, and you can find it on the first floor of the library in the back. It's in what older people might recognize as an old card catalog, and it's very nicely illustrated by our library assistant, Natalia Andrex. She did some really beautiful illustrations, and it's really a fun thing to go look at and check out and see what seeds we have that you might want to take to grow. Well, the Red Bank Library Seed Library is a place to get seeds, just like you get books, except you do not need a Red Bank Library card to take seeds out. Anyone can use our seed library from any town, and they just want to come in and get the seeds. We're not going to ask for a library card. Neighbors donate seeds, and then we offer them to you for free, and that's how we get our seeds. You do not need to donate seeds back to us if you take seeds out, but if you have them at the end of the season and you want to donate them back to us, that's fine, but you absolutely do not have to. So remember, planting things and watching them grow is a lot of fun. And what kid or even adult doesn't like playing in the dirt or working with the dirt? And it also gives you a chance to do something by yourself without needing too much help from adults. So now there's one more way you can grow veggies that we have not talked about. Believe it or not, you can also grow things from leftover parts of veggies we eat. And you can start them indoors in a bowl and then plant them when they start to grow. And here are some of the vegetables that you can regrow from scraps. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, celery, root vegetables like carrots, lettuce, greens, leafy greens, and cabbage. All of these things can be used to grow plants. And we're going to watch a YouTube video that our children's librarian, Nasira, created last year on Earth Day. And it's a demonstration of how to grow veggies from table scraps.
So let me show you this cool project. It's almost like a science experiment. These are the vegetables that I'm growing from scraps. Here's my carrot again. Look at this. It's just the top of a carrot in some water, and it's growing so fast. These are scallions. These were cut short and placed in water. Look how long these roots are growing already and how tall these stalks are. I can't believe it. And this is my celery. Look, this whole thing was cut straight across. And now look how much has grown in just 1 week. Let me show you some of the other vegetables I had that are starting to do something and I haven't even tried. This is a clove of garlic. See that little green tip? This would continue to grow if we placed it in water. And here's a potato. We've all seen these little nubby things, but usually we just flick them off and cook it up and eat it. But those are the beginnings of roots. And here's an onion. If we cut this and put it in water, it would begin to sprout too. This is super easy and pretty exciting. Let me show you how to do it. Here's the vegetables that I used. A celery, a carrot. Hey, you need a carrot that has a top on it. You can't use these little carrot sticks. They were made out of a big fat carrot like this, and they won't work. I also have some scallions. Then we also need something to put them in, a cup or maybe a little dish. If you don't have anything like that, you could also use a big container and just put them all in together and add some water to that. That reminds me, we need water. And the last thing we need is a knife. Are you allowed to cut You're probably not allowed to use a sharp knife like this, but if you can, you just need a knife with a little serrated edge, a bumpy edge to cut with. If you're not allowed to use a knife, then ask your mom or dad to help you with this part, and you can help with all the other parts of the project. All right, I think I'm gonna start with my carrot. We wanna measure up about 2 inches, maybe a little more, and cut, cut, cut. Ta-da! That's it. I'm gonna put it in this dish and add some water. Don't cover it all the way, just enough water to go about halfway up. And we need to change the water every day, and that's where you're gonna be a big helper. I think I'm gonna eat this carrot for dinner tonight. Let's see, what should we do next? I think I'll do the scallions. Again, we're just gonna measure up a couple of inches, kind of to where the white part starts turning green, and just cut straight across. That's it. Now I'm gonna put these in a cup. Come on, cup. Okay, and we're just gonna add some water. Again, don't cover them up. Just fill it about halfway up to the top. Now let's do the celery. I'm measuring. Oh, we need to use this whole celery. Okay, we're gonna measure again and cut, 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 cut. There we go. Looks like a flower, right? But this is going to start sprouting, and look at that. I need to put this in some water to get it started. I'm going to put it in my container and add some water. Again, just about halfway up. There we go. Isn't this fun? Now, look how much these are going to grow. In only a couple of days, you'll start to see them sprout. Oh, don't forget, you could try some other veggies too. So this is the last step of our project. Now that our scraps have started to grow, we got to put them in some pots. So I have some potting soil here and a couple of little pots. You might have something a little snazzier at your house, but I'm just going to put a little dirt in, and then I'm going to pick 2 of these scallions. Look at these roots. Tuck them in the pot and cover them with dirt. Have you done any gardening yet this spring? I haven't, so this is fun. You gotta pat this dirt down, and then our plants are gonna need a little water so they have something to drink. Here you go. Here you go. Excellent. What should we do next? The celery or the carrot? Let me think about it while I put some dirt in this pot. Okay, I think I'm gonna do the celery. Whoa, this is way too big for this little pot. Not gonna work. Let's try the carrot. Perfect. Cover it with dirt. There we go. Pat it down and give it a drink.
There. And if you want to see, there are a few minutes left. If you want to see the rest of this, you can go to the Red Bank YouTube channel. Growing Veggies from Scraps, or Growing from Scraps is the title of it. And you can see the whole video. So before I finish up, I hope you've enjoyed our little presentation about growing veggies and fruits close to home. And here are some books on gardening in the Red Bank Library Children's Room collection. You can, of course, pause this presentation or take a picture of the screen. But you can also come in and ask any librarian in the children's room about other books on gardening and plants. And if we don't have anything on our shelves, we can certainly get them from other libraries. So again, I hope you've all enjoyed the show, the presentation that I gave you today, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you next time in a few months, when I will be giving another presentation. So happy planting.